In the frozen depths of Siberia, beneath layers of eternal ice and forgotten earth, lie human bodies that have defied the passage of time. They are not legends, nor ghosts of history. They are real mummies, marked with ancient tattoos and shrouded in enigmas that science has yet to fully decipher. Who were these men and women who lived and died at the edges of the known world? What secrets do they carry in their skin, in their bones, in the objects that accompany them into eternity? The Pazyryk burials are a series of Iron Age Scythian tombs found in the Pazerik Valley and the Ukok Plateau in the Altai Mountains, Siberia, south of the modern city of Novosibirsk, Russia. The site is close to the borders with China, Kazakhstan, and Mongolia. The bearers of the Pazerik culture were nomadic, horse-riding steppe pastoralists, and some may have accumulated great wealth through horse trading with merchants from Persia, India, and China. This wealth is evident in the wide range of finds from these tombs, which include many rare examples of organic objects, such as felt tapestries, Chinese silk, the earliest known pile carpet, horses dressed in elaborate harnesses, and wooden furniture and other household items. These finds were preserved when water seeped into the tombs in ancient times and froze, enclosing the grave goods in ice, which remained frozen in the permafrost until their excavation. Due to an exceptional climatic freeze, some Altai-Scian burials, particularly those from the 5th century BC at Pazerik and neighboring sites such as Katanda, Shibe, and Twekta, were insulated from external climatic variations by a protective layer of ice that preserved the buried organic substances. Certain geometric designs and solar symbols, such as the circle and the rosette, are recurrent at Pazerik, but animal motifs are completely superseded. Pazerik Tomb No. 1 was excavated in the 1930s and houses numerous artifacts, including horses with deer antler masks and harnesses with human figures. The tomb dates from the 4th century BC. Its main contents were looted, but the area with horse sacrifices remained intact. Rudenko's most surprising discovery in 1947 was the body of a tattooed Pazyryk chieftain in Burial Mound 2, a large, powerfully built man, 176 centimeters tall, who had died when he was between 55 and 60 years old. His tomb was monumental and luxuriously appointed. He died violently, having been killed with a Scythian-type battle axe and scalped. He was carefully embalmed, and his body was covered with animal-style tattoos, but not his face. Parts of the body had deteriorated, but much of the tattooing was still clearly visible. Further investigation using reflected infrared photography revealed that all 5 bodies discovered in the Pazerik kurgans were tattooed. The chief was elaborately decorated with an intertwined series of striking designs depicting a variety of fantastic beasts. The best preserved tattoos were images of a donkey, a mountain ram, 2 highly stylized deer with long antlers, and an imaginary carnivore on the right arm. 2 griffin-like monsters decorate the chest, and on the left arm are 3 partially erased images that appear to represent 2 deer and a mountain goat. On the front of the right leg, a fish extends from the foot to the knee. A monster crawls on the right foot, and on the inside of the shin is a series of 4 running rams touching each other to form a single design. The left leg also has tattoos, but these designs could not be clearly distinguished. In addition, the chief's back is tattooed with a series of small circles in line with the spine. His embalmed head, now in the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, suggests a rather Mongolian type. He was crowned with a gilded copper tiara, decorated with 6 winged, antlered and hoofed lions, lion griffins. The lion griffins were made of wood, but were originally covered with gold leaf before being looted by grave robbers. A false beard, made of hair, sinew and leather, was also discovered next to him in his tomb. Its significance remains conjectural, as all the mummies recovered from Pazerik were completely shaved. Pazerik Burial Mound 5 also contained the remains of a Saka chief. The tomb consisted of an inner and outer log sarcophagus covered with 5 layers of logs and a layer of boulders. The tomb was looted in ancient times, but still contained the embalmed remains of a man and a woman, along with some artifacts, 9 horses, either harnessed to a chariot or mounted on its back, an unarmed chariot with 4 large spoked wheels and several carpets. The most famous intact Pazyryk burial recovered to date is that of the Ice Maiden, or Lady of Altai, found in 1993 at Ukok, near the Chinese border. The find was a rare example of a single woman given a full ceremonial burial in a wooden chamber tomb in the 5th century BC, accompanied by 6 horses. She was buried over 2,400 years ago in a coffin made from the hollowed-out trunk of a Siberian larch tree. On the outside of the coffin were stylized images of deer and snow leopards carved from leather. Shortly after the burial, the tomb was apparently flooded by freezing rain, and the entire contents of the burial chamber remained frozen in the permafrost. 6 elaborately harnessed horses were sacrificed and lay to the north of the chamber. The maiden's well-preserved body, carefully embalmed with peat and bark, was laid on its side as if asleep. She was young and her hair had been shaved, but she wore a wig and a tall hat. She stood 167 centimeters tall. Even animal tattoos were preserved on her pale skin, horned creatures that transform into flowers. Her coffin was designed large enough to accommodate the tall felt headdress she wore, decorated with carved swans and cats covered in gold. She wore a long woolen skirt, striped with white and crimson, and white felt stockings. Her yellow blouse was originally believed to be made of wild tussa silk, but closer examination of the fibers indicates that the material is not Chinese, but wild silk from elsewhere, perhaps India. Near her coffin were a yak horn vessel and plates with offerings of coriander seeds, all of which suggests that Pazyryk trade routes extended across vast areas of Iran. A facial reconstruction of the Princess of Ukok was created using her skull in conjunction with measurements taken from the skull's facial features and skin thickness of present-day Altai inhabitants. The artist who created the reconstruction, Tanya Balweva, stated that the Princess of Ukok is a clear example of the Caucasian race without typically Mongolian features. However, Rima Eriknova, director of the Altai Regional Museum, did not want this to be known, commenting in a complaining tone, "They made the Princess of Ukok completely European." The critical reaction of a local authority trying to divert attention away from the traits of Indo-European peoples throughout the world reveals how such representations are not only scientific, they are also deeply political and emotional. What other research has been censored and even buried in oblivion for containing a part of history that some do not want to see the light of day? If there's one thing we can know, it's that the lands of what is now Russia hide truths that are still waiting to be discovered.